Welcome back to incredibly useful exercises for the double bass, where we condition specific performance aspects in short, stolen moments. Today, we'll work up a nice burn in our left hand, develop finger independence, and shape our left hand for more precise tuning. That's a lot of payback for a 2-minute workout. Let's play double stops. I want to thank Joey Nager for his generous support of this series. Joey has been my go-to luthier for over 5 years. He sculpted my fingerboards buzz-free on both my 1850 English orchestra bass and my solo bass, making them so easy to play, and his tone work on my basses keeps them sounding full, free, and beautiful. Many professional working bassists throughout Texas rely on Joey for fixing and maintaining their treasured instruments. The Joey Nager prize-winning basses are also wonderful instruments. Please visit Joey's website listed below, and if you happen to be in the Houston area, pay him a visit to play his basses and to see how he can improve the playability and tone of your instrument. Double stops are 2 minutes long, the power and control ratings are 4, endurance is 3, mindfulness is 2, coordination is 1, and the rest are 0. We play double stops for the exercise and conditioning of a strong, independent fingers on the left hand and for the exercise and mastery of precise tuning in double stops. I love this exercise, and I find it incredibly useful for the feeling of ease I have when I'm done with it. In other words, I love having played this, but playing it creates that kind of uncomfortable burn that makes for a stressful 2 minutes, like holding a plank at the gym. You might not love doing it, but you'll love how you feel afterwards. There are 2 things you want to know about double stops. First is the concept of double stop power levels, and the second is the separation of powers between the left hand and the right hand. Let's start with power levels. There are 3 double stop power levels ranked from easy to stressful. The first is when you're playing 2 open strings or harmonics or any combination of the 2. I call this level 1. It's ridiculously easy for the left hand and has a mild challenge for the right hand, but really nothing severe. The second level is when we play 1 open string or harmonic and the other note with a finger. This is no more stressful than playing on a single string. That is a level 2 double stop. The third power level of double stops is when your left hand is on 2 strings at the same time. And that's a level 3. Today's exercise is a level 3 double stop drill, and it takes the most muscle of the left hand. It's one of the quickest conditioners I know, and that's why I use it so much. But things become pretty problematic at level 3, not only with the left hand, but surprisingly for the right hand. So before we talk about separation of powers between the hands, let's explore the basic right hand challenge in double stops, it's the same for any power level. And it's that it has to learn to play on 2 strings at the same time. Which is a different plane of movement that it has to play on 97% of the time. And it takes some getting used to. In this diagram, the green lines are the bow paths on single notes, where most of our muscle memory lies. The blue dashed lines are the double stop bow paths, and these lines need practicing if our double stops are going to sound full, resonant, even, and not pressed, which leads us to the main problem, separation of powers between the 2 hands. This means that while your left hand is working very, very hard to lock down the notes, your right hand needs to play light and free to sound resonant and beautiful. Strong left hand, free and flexible right hand. It's a challenge, but checking it in your body is simple. If you want to know how your right arm is supposed to feel in a level 3 double stop, just play some level 1 double stops until your right arm feels relaxed. Notice how it feels, then apply it to a higher level. This is the genius of Paul Ellison's instructions for how to play it. First, play it pizzicato until you achieve consistent sustain. Not only because you need to strengthen the left hand, but because you need to know what it feels like to have a relaxed right hand while your left hand is screaming at you. And then, when the left hand is set, you can start on the real work, which is painting freely with the right hand. Now that we understand our left hand challenge, our right hand challenge, and the challenge of playing together, we're ready to play. So here's how we do it. First, strum the notes with your thumb. When you can play it with consistent sustain, repeat it arco. Keep the tone resonant. Remember, beauty before power. Don't press the strings with the bow. And finally, make the strings go fat, which means play with resonance. Think across the strings instead of into the strings. Before I play, I plan my recovery strategy because once I start, I don't let any mistake or fatigue stop me, just like in live performance. For this exercise, I use a recovery strategy where I technically don't stop playing, but I do remove my left hand from the strings to recover if they get fatigued, while my bow continues to tonalize on 2 strings. And then when I resume playing, I play it a little softer. While I do spend my focus on my left hand independence and power, I do work hard to keep my right arm free of unnecessary tension. And that means that I'll be checking in on it a lot. All right, ready? I don't use a metronome. I listen to my muscles and I go as fast as they want. Ready? Let's play. Now I'm going to show you the 3 variations, but only on the top 2 strings. I will say that I am in quarantine shape, which means I haven't been playing regularly, so I am probably going to do my technical recovery routine for this section of it. Here's variation A. variation B. That is a nice burn. And then finally, variation C. And that is double stops. Notice that this exercise works every possible double stop under the hand except for perfect fourths. And that's why this series has two different double stop exercises, one without fourths and the other one, Professor Paul's double stop exercise with fourths. It helps us to focus on one thing at a time. I tried to track down the origins of this pattern and I couldn't find any. But I've been inspired by great work on double stops of some really great teachers, Paul Ellison, David Moore, Donald Palma, and Paul Tortelier, to name a few. One thing they have in common is that they all have great curiosity when it comes to exploring double stops. There's no reason you can't either, so feel free to explore double stop combinations yourself and see what you can come up with. Start with double stops using at least one open string and go from there. It's a wonderful and easy way to improvise, have fun, and improve your left hand strength and tuning at the same time. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you find double stops as useful for your performance as it has been for mine. I present this in the way that I've used and benefited from it. I never intend to say that it's the only way to practice or approach this concept. You can adapt these ideas to your style of curiosity conditioning or teaching. Practice this and all exercises in this series in short, stolen moments, or incorporate them into your regular conditioning routine. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and leave any questions, comments, observations, success stories, or suggestions below. Please check out the incredibly useful exercises series of workout books, available in paperback and ebook on the Amazon site in your country. I look forward to you joining me next time. Thank you, and be well, friends.